Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String with another racket restringing tutorial. Today's tutorial will be on a squash Dunlop Aerogel Ultimate racket. So it's a Dunlop Aerogel Ultimate 16-19 stringing pattern. Very similar to a tennis racket. So this squash racket has plenty of strings. We are going to do just a two-piece stringing job. There is 6 holes, 3 loops at the bottom in your neck. One of the few squash rackets that does have a neck or a throat. So here we go. We're going to start by counting our strings first. 16, 19. So I'm going to leave, I'd like to think it's a little bit less than a normal tennis racket. So we're going to leave 14 lengths. I'm sure it's going to be okay with 13 and a half actually, but let's go 14 to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In fact, right, 13 and 3/4, just to be super duper safe. Very simple, basic synthetic gut, which the client has requested, and a balance of power and control. 24 pounds on this squash racket because it has lots of strings, so no need to go any higher than 24 for a balance of control and power. We're going to string this racket up and then get it couriered back with the other ones to our Mayfair location. That's where this racket was dropped off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to each side, plus our 1. That's 8. Very stretchy strings, which is kind of the norm with synthetic guts. So make sure you hold your clamp up, guys. Don't leave your clamp hanging down. Very important. Can damage the string very easily due to the angle of the string being pulled up and the clamp being down. So if there's any kind of gap between, which is quite common, small gaps when you pull your first main string, just make sure that your fixture is touching. Don't apply pressure. It's enough just with it touching the frame, the fixture in itself. When you clamp your string as well, FYI, make sure it's not touching the fixture, the racket, or any part. Always a little gap between your clamp, racket, and fixtures. Oh, dear me. I didn't pull that all the way through. There we go. Cut myself a nice sharp edge here. It's a new reel, so I hadn't cut the string out of it yet. So there you go, nice sharp edge, making our lives as easy as possible. Three strings to each side, guys, compensating the pressure on the racket. No need to do just one side and the other. It's quite damaging for the racket. Sometimes it's not exactly noticeable, but this is the best way to go about doing your mains, in all honesty. Despite the weather being absolutely crap right now in London, I've got a pretty big amount of rackets. I don't even want to look. It stresses me out a little bit. And of course, doing these videos a little bit slow me down. So I'm just trying to run you guys through a few basics. I'm not getting too far into detail, unfortunately, but the content I'm providing is more so about rackets, different types of rackets that you may not know how to do. So I get a very large amount of different rackets. So I'm trying to, as I go along, trying to do videos, different types of rackets, squash, badminton, tennis, you name it, anything that has strings, we string them. So as you can see, I did 6 to this side, and now I had done 3, now my 4th, now 5th. So 5 and then 6, and then we'll finish off our short side, which will finish at the bottom. Ooh. Can't believe the weather. I mean, it's pissing down. Outrageous, truly incredible. The amount of rain we're getting over the last few weeks has just been space there because my other clamp's in the way. Right, I'm gonna go to my short side. It doesn't matter, I could have carried on there, but it's fine. Just get this clamp out of my way. Yeah, it's not fun sometimes in London, very dark days. I've upped my tension. 15 to 20% as always recommended. And there's my 8th and final. What I don't believe is that you have to tie your cross string all the way down here. Ugh. Which now, it's fine, it's okay. No dramas, but that's just the way this racket is. There's no two ways about it. I don't like how it goes so far over. When I say far over, this is what I mean. You can see the string going all the way to here. That's the nearest hole I can use. I can't use anything any closer, and I've got no chance of using the hole in any of those holes. If I even risk it, I'll probably pop the string. So not worth it. Parnell not done. Good tension in my last string. Very important, guys, to up your tension because we lose a lot of tension on our finishing knots. Right, that's 8. One side is done. We'll carry on to the next side now. It's a pretty straightforward stringing pattern on this racket. I will go through it with you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 1, 8. The bottom is a bit different. It's 6, skip 1, 7. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just so you guys can see, hopefully. 7. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip 1, 7. Skip 1, 8. So the top and bottoms can be different on some rackets, and others can be same. In terms of skipping, which mains to skip, etc. We are going to string from bottom to top on this racket. I don't want to risk doing 4 knots on this racket, surely because I can already see that there's no space in the bottom. Racket finishes here, and there's 2 enlarged grommets, which we're going to do our finishing or not on wherever it finishes. So if it's 19, it's probably going to finish on this side. 1 is our uneven number, 2 would be that, so even. So if it was 16, 18, it finishes here, but it's 16, 19, it finishes on exactly this side that I pulled the string out now. Just FYI, that's how you count where you're going to finish your knot in case there's a reason you need to know it. As always, stringing 1 ahead. I may have to remove my, no, clamp's not really in the way. Thought it might be, but it's okay. We'll move that clamp in a minute anyway, because I'm going to clamp here. So as you guys can see, especially with the cheaper synthetic guys, use that hand, bring the string up and down. Don't just pull the string like a wild animal. There you go, nice and easy. Once you become more confident in using your hand better, then you're good to pull the string a bit faster if you want. Or you can do it from the beginning as well. But just really, you're pretty much pulling and moving, pulling and moving, pulling and moving. Another day in my workshop, just me and my camera, my TV. If I get repeat rackets, which is once I have lots of videos, it's going to start happening. There'll be less videos I can upload. But yeah, luckily there's lots of different rackets out there. So, and of course I'll, despite there might be the same racket, but a different year, different paint job, I will also be uploading that, which is sometimes I have to go back through my all my videos to double check what I have and don't have, and what colors and what years and models. Because of course every 1 to 2 years, depending on the brand, they launch different rackets, different versions, different paint jobs, sometimes special editions of a player, if one of their players win a Grand Slam or big tournament, like Nadal for example, who's I don't know how many times has done different paint jobs every time he wins Roland Garros. So of course they take full advantage and market things as is normal. Stringing one ahead, guys, so making my life easier with the next weave. So what that means is we've got one weave and a second weave. Instead of just pulling one and then individually weave, pull, I have one in front. So as you saw at the start of my crosses, I weaved, instead of just weaving one, I weaved two. And that's it, pretty straightforward. It's a very simple racket to do. Squash rackets are probably the easiest, I think. I'd like to think anyway. Push the string up against your last cross, just makes it a bit easier to just support it after when we're pulling it, which is really important, so you can have nice straight strings when you finish your job. Ooh, broken grommet here, but it's okay, it's not on an angle. Broken grommet, I did see it before, actually before I even started, but it's in a place where it's kind of okay. The racket's been used very little. The client wanted to spend as little as possible, so I'm not even gonna, sometimes you just know. This client was kind of complicated and he's like, I'm not sure what to do, if they need stringing, yada yada yada. I explained them the 3-month golden rule. I had the original strings on here for many years, which is fine. You know, if you're a recreational player and stuff, well, why would you care about your tension? You just want to go out and do a little bit of sport. Also good, no worries at all. If you're someone who's more keen, maybe try to follow that golden rule of 3 months lifespan of a string tension wise. So yeah. Too much string. I knew it. But anyway, fine. This stuff stretches a lot as well, so I knew that. Most squash rackets you can do in 13 easily. 13 full lengths of a racket, measurement wise. 27 inches, 13 times. I'm gonna have at least one full length of a racket here left over. Okay guys, last cross string, which finishes at the top on the squash racket. I up my tension 15%. So we go from 24 pounds to 27.6. Right, so like I was saying, yeah, 1.5. Lots of waste here, unfortunately, but hey, live and learn. Well, I already knew that, I think, but it's okay. Last thing I want to do is drop myself short on a on a tutorial and not have enough, and then have to just do it all over again, which wouldn't be fun. But anyway, we've done it now. All done, dusted my Parnell knot. Right, there you have it, guys. Job done. I'm going to straighten up my strings, which you should too always. Hopefully you haven't got too many non-straight strings. There you have it. The more straight, the straighter your strings are, when you finish, the less tension the racket will lose afterwards once you're straightening your strings. If you don't touch them, then it's probably not going to lose much tension, but the client may go ahead and want to straighten them out, which is pretty common. If I were to get my racket and the strings were all over the place, I'd probably straighten them out, depending on the person. But anyway, there you have it, guys. Again, the Dunlop Aerogel Ultimate. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully there was some useful stuff for you there. Have a good one. Happy stringing. Take care. Bye-bye.